I was born in Burien, Washington, sometime in the 80s. Born and raised Washington. I grew up with my brothers, K-Dude, G, and Daryl. Music in the house when I was growing up, shit man, it depends on who was playing it. If I was with my brothers, if they was watching me or whatever, you know, it'd be some LOG and the Bulldogs, High Roll, their shit of course. So hip hop, mom was playing music, it was definitely more like the lowrider oldies shit, you know, like the cholo shit. Mom was kind of like an old school gangster, so she came up around that sound, and also, you know, a little bit of like older, like more show tunes type of stuff when, you know, when she really gets deep into it. But for the most part, when she was getting down or cooking breakfast or something, we was listening to like I'm Your Puppet or you know, shit like that. And then time kicking it with Pops was like Tower of Power, Earth, Wind and Fire, a lot of funk, some rock, you know, some Guns N' Roses, shit like that. So yeah, I mean, it was a big mix of shit that we was hearing, or that I was hearing anyways. Probably a little bit less hip hop actually for them because it was a lot newer. I'm the youngest, so by the time I'm growing up and listening to music, hip hop is already more accepted as a genre. Shit, my first hip hop memory, I'm gonna have to say it was a song my brothers had made, and yeah, it was the first song they did. He talks about it in the interview we got. I remember learning that chorus as a kid. I thought that shit was pretty fly, being that it was, you know, from my brothers. I remember there was aside from the shit that my brothers did, obviously, you know, I'm gonna love everything that comes out of my brothers musically. It was on this CD, man. I was pretty young when the CD came out. It was called Classical Elements. It's like blue with the green electric lettering. The shit was pretty dope looking. And they was on that CD. I thought it was the dopest thing ever. And to it, at this point, at this time, and I'm so young, right? Like, I think if I could hear it, the whole world can hear it. It's on a CD, you know. So, like, anybody can get this CD, right? I'm not a special person or nothing, right? So, I'm thinking this is like just music, and I didn't know there was a difference between famous and not famous. And anyways, on that CD, man, one of my favorite songs, I remember this shit, and I remember hearing it like for the first time, and that sound, man, it was like springs, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like shit, it sounded like a spring like bouncing around, and you know what I'm saying, it had just this, and it was so spread out and put together. Like, I don't know who would have thought to sample that sound. I don't know what it sounded like before they sampled it and slowed it or sped it up, but, and then it came in with that hard ass bass. All them little sounds in there. And then he came in with the spit. Topical professor, man, fuck it with scissor hands. That shit right there was my shit, man. It was, it's crazy how much I ended up growing into loving that song, man. That shit was nice. And two, there was one more cut on there aside from my brother, the Paradox, the Paradox remix. That shit was dope too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm passing over it right now because we're talking about other music, but that shit was dope too. But there was another cat on that CD, and it's funny because like a lot of the people I talk to about or ask about this dude, they seem to not really know much about him, or don't, I don't want to say don't like him, but you know, like I guess he wasn't really a rapper or something to that extent. But anyways, the dude's name on the CD, he went by Nobody, and he had this song that was ANITA, and it stood for Another Night in Tacoma Alone. That shit was one of the, man, that shit was dope. That shit was dope. So, anyways, yeah, those are some of my earliest hip hop memories right there. Oh, too, I also want to go back and there was a song, man, that TRUSSONE did. My brother's homie TRUSSONE. Before he, if I'm not mistaken, before he started making beats, my brother had made this beat for him, or I don't know if it wasn't for him, but it ended up being his song that he used it for, and it was this Sarah Smile. Yeah, the Sarah Smile by Hollow Notes. My brother sampled that and flipped that, and it was just a dope ass beat. And TRUSS was spitting on that shit, man. And it was called In the Night. Man, that shit was top tier, man. Thinking back on that, like, damn, I can go forever with shit. I remember fucking Freeze had this song back in the day. So Many Questions. I don't know who made that beat. Bits maybe. That shit was filthy, man. That was one of my joints too, man. Freeze. So Many Wow. Yeah. I think the first song, man, that I really liked and I knew the words to and shit was a song by Edo G and the Bulldogs, and it's called Love Comes and Goes. Funny that I don't know 100% sure, but I don't know how mainstream that even was back then. So, anyways, yeah, that was some of the dopest shit. Yeah, I dabble. I mess around here and there, and I make some stuff, and I write some stuff, and more recently I got back into it because my nephew showed some interest in it, so I kind of got into it for that. Started writing a little bit, recording a couple things with him on his little home studio, which kind of turned out alright, but yeah, man, when I was younger, that was like what I wanted to do. I wanted to rap. I wanted to be a rapper, an artist, famous, whatever. I wanted to be known for music. Shit, songs that I made. I remember there was one. Shit. It was, yeah, man, I was real proud of this song. I had recorded it on a little fucking, my mom's karaoke machine, and she had like one that had the 2 tape decks on it, so you could record from one tape to the other. So I had the Roots, What They Do single, and it had the instrumental. So I recorded it on that, over that, and I used my SP202 to like, as the microphone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was as the microphone. It was pretty dope to me, man. I had to be like 10, 11, not any older than 12. But it was like, it's Rain City, y'all. Break fools who whack witty, y'all. Homography got that bomb sticky, y'all. Move swiftly. Talk shit, get jacked quickly. Spit that real shit, go underground with me. It's Rain City, y'all. I don't remember none of the verses, but yeah, that was the chorus, and I was really proud of that. I thought that was one of the dopest things in the world at the time. The first rap I ever wrote by myself, I wrote this at school, and I was heavily influenced by, at the time, I was heavily influenced by house party, like Kid and Play. That shit was dope to me. So I had stole one of the lines that Play used, and it was that's how it went. My mic is the broom and I'll sweep you off your feet with my lyrics that kill you and you know that they thrill you at school. It's like a quadrilateral. There's four guys trying to rhyme, but I'm the only one rhyming. And all the other times I try to get the guys to flow, but they say, I don't know, and pass the mic back up to Ryan. You know you can't disagree, this shit is off the easy. I'm tired of whack MCs coming off all cheesy. Yeah, that was the first one. I remember I couldn't get the last two lines, and my brother Daryl gave me those last two lines. You know you can't disagree, this shit is off the easy. I'm tired of whack MCs coming off all cheesy. Yeah, shout out to you, Daryl. Deesh. Some of my influences, Black Caesar, Tribal Productions, Sensimila, Narcotic, I mean Tribal Productions really, just all of them. My brothers, their crew, the alphanumeric crew. Who do I got on my playlist right now? Shit. DJ Quick. Tons of Quick. Born Day 3. A lot of TRUSS beats. A lot of the instrumentals. I fuck with the instrumentals, right? I mean, we're in a time right now where most of the lyrics ain't hanging with how dope the beats are, so I'd rather just hear the beats anyway. I got Pac in there. I got some, some Mitchie Slick, of course. I got the homies down since day one. Don't Panic, them fools, man. They're dope as hell. They're actually making some noise right now too, man. Their new mixtape was off the chain, man. That shit was dope. I mean, shit, we can go all day. There's a lot of local and a lot of old school. Shit, why did I wanna document it? Because I mean, this is where I grew up, you know, and this is the music that I grew up listening to. It's outside of, you know, the mainstream shit. And like, I never really got to know exactly. I knew the shit was coming from Seattle at some point. I knew these cats was around the way. I knew, you know, shit like that, but I never really knew much about them other than that. Like, there was, and in that time, you know, we didn't have Google and we didn't have the internet to just look at their page. Oh, this is what they're all about. Like, so it was kind of mysterious, you know. And as I got older, I started looking more into it, trying to find more and more, hoping maybe I see like an old newspaper article or, you know, an old magazine article or something, and be able to get some information like that. I mean, and there is some of that stuff out there, but for the most part, it's not really there. So I mean, I'm doing it because I want to have it. I want to be able. I want to know. You know, I want to know the stories about how this shit came to be. You know, the sound of Seattle, because I mean, it is a sound in Seattle. I know right now it's a new sound, but I mean, Seattle had its like real. It had its own sound. It was its sound. Like, it didn't sound like other places. It was Seattle, and I just wanted to be able to. You know, I want it for me, but I also want to put it there for anybody else who might want to grab that knowledge. You know, so we're here to educate the people on hip hop, the people that care, the people that want to know about the hip hop. We want to put it there for any and everybody to see. Lack of it being anywhere made me want to put it somewhere. I mean, it's important because you need to know. You know, especially if you're doing anything hip hop. I mean, it's kind of like the conversation they're having right now against the new rappers and the OG rappers, and like the younger cats, they don't know, they don't respect, they don't have they don't have the care, you know, that people once did about the ones that came before them and paved the way. And I think it's due to my generation not really putting that, you know, whoever was before us taught respect and put that into us, and some way or another we forgot or we didn't know that we were supposed to. So I mean, it's our generation's fault, and I just want to be a part of the solution to that shit. So teaching the cats to know what came before them, and it's important to know that, because if it came before you, then that's the reason why you're able to do it today. Like, you know what I'm saying? The first cat to rap is important because that's what you're doing now. Now you're rapping. Without the first cat that ever did it, there wouldn't be rapping. So it's important to know the history, and more important to respect it, you know, and keep it in your brain and respect those who are part of that. And so that's why it's important to me. What I want to accomplish is getting people the knowledge, you know, giving them the stories so they can have it, they can know it. I hope to accomplish to get everybody in the Pacific Northwest to know about the rich hip-hop history that came out of here. Because, I mean, hip-hop is so big right now that it's accepted everywhere. It's probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest, I mean, you know, if not the biggest fucking genres of music there is now. Everybody's in some way involved in hip-hop now. So I hope to accomplish to get the whole entire hip-hop world, I mean the whole world really, but we'll start with the hip-hop world. This is a pretty big world to know and understand what came out of here. I mean, some of the most popular songs and one of the most popular songs in the whole world came from right here. You know, Baby Got Back, Posse on Broadway. Like, Baby Got, every fucking buddy knows, like King Wojak said, every fucking buddy knows Baby Got Back. When Baby Got Back comes on, fucking principal starts singing it at school. Every fucking buddy knows that shit, and that came from right here. I just want to accomplish to let everybody know the backstory of how something so great is brought to the people and where it came from. And there's a lot of that out here. Seattle just breeds a different type of person. Washington breeds a different type of person. You know, Tacoma breeds a different type of person. You know, we just move and shake different. Like, we think different, we talk different, we act different, we rap different, you know what I'm saying? We dress different, you know, we dance different. I just want the people to know what's up with us, you know, what's popping with Washington, with the Northwest. At the end, really, the biggest hope is to have interviewed everybody, all of them, from Olympia to Spokane to Seattle and up into close up in there to Canada and down into, you know, Oregon. You know what I'm saying? To have interviewed everybody that was a part of this, and even the new up and comers, and at the end of all of it, to be able to put all of those people together on the mixtape, and not just like one person's song by another person's song. I mean, like, these people on the same songs, because you know, that's something that doesn't really happen out here. People don't really fuck with each other when it comes to the music. Like, they you know, they give the idea that was tight, but nobody wants to collaborate really. And I think that's really an important piece, and a missing piece to why it's not really bubbling like it should be out here. Because I mean, you look everywhere else, cats be fucking with each other. I mean, sure, not everybody, but you know, they be fucking with each other, and his fans become your fans, and my fans are your fans, and his fans are my fans, and that's how you build a real fan base. Because believe it or not, or you know, whatever, think of it or not, everybody has some fans, and when you work together, you combine your fans, and that's just, you know, that's what I'm hoping to do, is to bring Seattle and Tacoma and all of us together, and make all of our smaller groups of fans or even bigger groups of fans become a big group of fans to just be, you know, in love with this local hip hop shit. So, yeah.